Okay, so I already recorded this whole thing, but I feel like I can make this a lot shorter and explain it a bit better, so I'm going to redo this. I was thinking about looking for an editor some whatever days ago, and so I went on Fiverr to see what they would sell. And what I found is really, really weird because it's not just editors. They're basically a majority, I'd say a good like 80-90% scams. From what I've seen, a good chunk of them are. So if I just go ahead and type in like a YouTube video editor. Here you go. We're going to go ahead and start off not changing anything, what shows immediately to the people. I've already checked out something like Mark, and you might realize Mark from what I'm maybe might be the thumbnail here, but we're going to go ahead and check out Mark's shit because there's something about his that I want to emphasize and want to explain a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it. I'll let you make your own thing. We'll play the first 10 seconds.
I'm so glad you clicked play because you literally just found the best video editor on Fiverr. My name is Mark Santos and I have more than 200,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel and more than 10 years of video editing experience with
So the first claim that he makes is that he is the best video editor on Fiverr. So that's already one, a bold statement, and two, I feel like very off-putting. Because the best video editor on Fiverr is
I'm so glad you clicked play because you literally just found the best
is using presets. This text on screen, that's just a preset text. A little pause button with the click, that's a preset text. So the best video editor on Fiverr, and I've seen this entire video, I've skimmed through the whole thing. Presets, like look at this. This is the best video editor on Fiverr. I'm getting told to subscribe 4 different times with preset box text that kind of blends into the background because God forbid you put a stroke on it. I'm not the best video editor, and I know my criticisms come from a very vague standpoint, but it's weird because he hasn't in this entire minute-long video shown me anything that shows that he's a video editor for 10 years. His talent comes from an entry-level tutorial set where if you download the program, it would teach you how to do presets. Like, that's just what it is. He hasn't shown me anything past like 2-3 years of experience. And he's selling me not on his editing, but he's selling you on this idea that he's the best. That's his main thing, is that I am the best at what I do. You won't find anything better than what I do. And you can go ahead and see all this, and I'll run you through this. His price for this is $100. I might not be understanding this exactly, so please correct me if I am. So I'll go ahead and read this out, and if you think anything's wrong, I might be wrong on this, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not paying for any of these, God forbid. So for $100, what we get is 5 days delivery. That's not bad, that's what I kind of expect. I mean, you can get 2 videos out a week by that. And 3 revisions, which is pretty good. That gives you 3 retries. So let's say he does 1, you don't like it, redo it. You know, you get the 3 times, that's perfectly fine. But for this $100, you only get up to 5 minutes running time. Now, what I believe that means is your video is only 5 minutes long. And the reason I say that is because of this. This is his package deal. And what his package deal is for $100, it is the running time in minutes, the length of the edited video you will receive. This is what it's shown. This is 5 minutes, then 15, then 30. So if I want a long video, I have to pay him $600. $600 for 30 minutes? I would like to explain to you that everything to record YouTube videos is completely free. The only thing that would cost money is games, and you don't even have to be a gaming YouTuber. OBS, completely free. Editing software, you can find a pretty decent free editing software. What I use for thumbnails, completely free. So for $600, I'm getting 30 minutes. For a person who, and let's just run through this real quick. I can edit all types of videos. He can edit vlogs. He can edit commercials and ads. I don't know what talking heads means. I'm still really confused on that one. Shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels, and ads all fall into like the short form content. That, I guess the 5-minute running time is what it basically is. But the problem that I'm seeing with this is that that's basically what a lot of people are setting themselves up for. It's $100 and I will be your YouTube Shorts editor. It's not your actual video editor. You're not editing my gaming videos, you're editing my YouTube Shorts. That's literally what I'm paying for at this point. 5 minutes? Even if your channel is monetized, that's not even enough to get the full ad revenue. And all video editing orders include jump cuts, titles, lower thirds, speed ramping, keyframing, cinematic looks. Like, all these are buzzwords. Like, congratulations, you're telling me what it is, but you haven't shown it. In your intro, he hasn't done anything of this that shows that he's 10 years deep into learning editing. It's really weird. Like, advanced transitions and text animations, they're presets. He just showed that in the first 10 seconds. If you go watch the rest of the video, it's old just text templates. That's all it is. The keyframing really isn't that hard. The whole thing with keyframing is that it kind of just does it for you. I do keyframing because it's easy. Yeah. And that's kind of what you're supposed to do. That's just what keyframing is. So in his premium edition, the $600 one, I get a thumbnail. Now, I'm not quite sure because he hasn't made it very clear yet. But in his extras, I get an intro, a thumbnail, a banner, an outro, an end screen, a consolation call, and a green screen removal. Why the fuck am I paying you like $600 for the intro? Let alone even at minimum $300 because it doesn't come with the $100. I have to pay extra for this. Why the fuck am I paying extra for an intro? Is my video just going to start out of the blue? Does my video ever start? Green screen removal? Why am I paying you $300 to remove green? Why does it cost that much money? Now, do I think Mark is a bad editor? No. But he hasn't shown me anything that is 10 years of experience, or let alone $600 worth, let alone $100 worth. Spending $100 on this, you can actually get 4 months of Premiere Pro for less money than paying him one time to edit one video. $100 might as well just be taking a class on how to edit. But you know what? Maybe Mark's just not our editor. Let's look at somebody else. Let's see. Alan G. This is one that I looked at, and I'm this is what started my theory on this. $465 is the base price. You're not gonna believe how fucking much this goes up to. So for package 1, we get one YouTube video up to 5 minutes, so only 5 minutes max for $500. We can provide him up to 30 minutes of footage. And from what I'm assuming this means is that I can pay you $500 to only give you at maximum 30 minutes. I can only give you 30 minutes of footage, and I'm only allowed to have 5 back for $500. Now let's see what he does. It takes him on average 11 hours to respond. I am paying you $500 and you can't even respond within the first 3 hours. It takes you half a day to get a message to me. That is insane. But you want to see something else crazy? This. Now, for his base pricing, we get 30 minutes that we can provide him, and we get 5 minutes back. We get a single revision for $500. At least Mark gave us 3 for $100. Now, let's see what the standard package is. The standard package gives us 45 minutes that we can provide, so an extra 15 minutes on top, but we only get 8 minutes back. That cost $930. This is the second highest. The highest price, we can provide him 60 minutes of footage, and we get 10 minutes back. So we get a 10-minute video that can actually maximize our ad revenue. We get 2 revisions, and it takes him 4 days. That is $1,300, $1,400, basically. But the weird thing that's really funny about this is, for the basic one, we can pay him an extra $500 to do it in a day. So for more money than his standard package, we can get it done quicker. We just get 3 minutes less. Why does it take you $30 more for 15 extra minutes? 15 minutes of footage is not hard to edit. And this is coming from somebody who fucking hates editing. So this is obviously a horrible option. And I'm assuming a lot of people would think so too. I mean, it's $1,400. Let's just see. What are his reviews showing? Would you look at that? Not a single person. Best 5 stars. He's the best. Wow, 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 above and beyond. He's very good at what he does. $3,000. $3,000. Not a single review is past 5 stars. Every single one of them is full 5 for $1,000. Look me in the eyes and tell me this isn't a scam. I'm paying you $1,400 to do nothing because it's free work. Is your editing high quality? Maybe. Is it $1,400 worth? No. Now, one thing I would like to explain is this. The reason this is so weird to me, because I know that people pay their editors a lot of money, but the reason this is so weird to me is that if you are looking for an editor and you're going on Fiverr, something in the back of my mind gives me the idea that you are not a big YouTuber. Because if you were a big YouTuber, why not reach out to your community, the people who watch your videos, know the way they're edited and like the editing, and have them do it, because your community could have some editors. Why would you, as a creator with like 100,000 subscribers with a huge good community, go to Fiverr and spend $1,400 on a random editor. You're wasting money. You could get somebody in your community who loves your videos, watches them, knows how to edit, and knows your editing style, and pay them not $1,400, or even if you do, at least get your money's worth and have your videos just be made. What am I looking for? You know what? Let's see. We never even watched the video. What is his editing design here? Okay, that commercial showed me nothing of your editing skills. That showed me nothing. These aren't your edits. These are the shots that they made for the ad. You didn't make these. You're the video editor. So what, you cut from the eyeball to the car and added a few texts with a few different prices? Congratulations, buddy. You faded out into black and give me a logo. That's what I'm getting for $1,400. These are the shots that they're doing for the ad. You are just adding a few things on top of it. It's just a full scam. It's just a full scam. But you know what? We're looking in a really weird category. Let me see. There's one person. Let me see if I can find him. So Krusty is somebody that, from what I've seen, I think is very good. I think this is worth it. I think it's cheap, it's nice, and what he's shown me shows that he's got experience.
Hey, are you looking for a video editor that can edit your videos and make them more engaging for your audience? Well,
yes.
You are in the right place. My name is Krusty, and I'm a video editor with 4 years of experience and more than 1,400 projects completed. If you're a business owner,
in 4 years of experience, he has shown me already in the first 15 seconds more than the guy with 10 years of experience could in a minute. His $25 gets us 2 minutes of running time, which for $25, we're paying for a little less. So, you know, it's not the best, but for $25, he responds in 8 hours. The guy that I was paying $1,400 was like double. So for $25, we can provide him no more than 5 minutes of footage, which we get 2 minutes back. So that's more of like a YouTube short site, right? Which is fine. You get like 3 minutes. That's perfectly fine. We get unlimited revisions across the board. And then for $50, we can provide him 15 minutes of footage and get back 8. That's not a bad trade-off. For $90, we get 30 minutes of footage to provide and 15 minutes back. So half of it, $90. For $100, I couldn't even get back half that. For $500, I couldn't even get back that. So far, Krusty, I'll give him like a 4.5. I think he's very good. If you were to buy one, keep him in mind, because I think he's pretty good. But you know what? There's one more person I want to show, and that is Viral. I know I'm just going to butcher this, so I'm just going to change the way it's pronounced. It's Viral. For $60, here's what we get. And this originally I read wrong, so I want to redo this to get this right.
He did everything right, got into Stanford, became a Division I athlete, landed a high-paying Wall Street job straight out of college. Money.
Now, to immediately start off, the first thing that he's did already is just the AI voiceover. And it doesn't help that this thumbnail is also just made with AI. But to the start of this video, it's just an AI voiceover with things that pop up and have like a little bit of a glow in the background, like the generic like Sunny V video, but like actually not researched. And what you'll see here is that he will be your cash cow or faceless top 10 video editor. Now, this is something I want to go over, is that when somebody pays somebody like Viral and they want to do it for their cash cow or faceless, you're paying $60 not for a video editor, but what you're paying is $60 for somebody to make the YouTube channel for you and then run it and just give you the money from the ad revenue. That's all it is. That's what cash cow is. You're giving him $60 to give you some AI generated content that you don't have to work for, just so that way the cash can flow into your piggy bank. That's all it is. People aren't putting in the time and effort to be content creators, because for $60, I can pay this guy to just do the whole channel for me. Well, what happens when the ad revenue comes flowing into my bank account? Boom, that ad revenue back into Viral. But what they do here is they do their own scripts. So they are writing the scripts. They are doing the AI voiceover. They're basically doing the entire premise of the video. Unless you give them the idea of what the video could be, the rest is up to them. They just make the video for you, send it to you, you upload it, cash comes flowing in. For $60, it's just a free job for absolutely nothing. That's all it is. And that's what people are paying him for. So they don't have to sit down and do the work, because God forbid people edit. Now, what do we get for this? For $60, it's 15 minutes of footage to provide. So I'm spending $60 to not even give you more than 15 minutes, and I'm losing 10 out of that. And then for his maximum, $130, I still can only provide 15 minutes no matter how much I give you. It's just how much I'm getting back in return. Sure, unlimited revisions is nice, but why the fuck does that matter with this type of channel? I'm giving you $90 or $130 to have no difference than the 60 minute. So what the fuck does it matter? Like, this This is just blatantly a scam to not only the people buying it, but to YouTube itself. They're losing money because people are just spending money for a channel to be made, and you now have to pay them because that's just how it works. I don't know why ad blockers are a problem, but this is accepted. Like, I knew YouTube was bad, but I didn't know they were fucking stupid. Now, granted, we are looking in the YouTube video editor category. Now, what I was thinking when I first looked was gaming videos. So let's change this. Let's go to gaming video editor, because there was one that I wanted to make a re-example of this. Now, this one is one that's very iffy for me, and this brings up a different point, because I don't think this is good editing, but it's also $10, so I'll let you do your own thing. So we'll go over what this is before I show that video. So for $10, we're not expecting to get a lot out of this, so keep that in mind. 25 is the maximum here, so, you know, we're not expecting to get a lot out of this. So $10 gets you 30 minutes of footage to provide, which is significantly more than fucking like 130 did, but we only get 5 minutes in return. Now, for a shorter video, sure, that works. For $10, I'm not expecting too much. For $15, we can provide double the amount and get double the video back. That's pretty good, and we get unlimited revisions across the board, and we can pay extra to have it sooner. And it's not even that much extra, it's like $10 plus. So for $25, we get 90 minutes of footage, and then we get 15 minutes running time. Not bad. You know, for cheap, it's pretty good. I'll give you that. But the thing that's always so thrown me off with this is just what I'm getting if I were to pay. Now, I don't think this one's a scam per se. I just think it's weird. And I'll show you what I mean by that. We'll go through this video because I believe it's this one.
Starts in 5. Time to go now.
Now, I will save you the time on this. The first 30 seconds, the rest of this is all unedited, by the way. This is 30 seconds of raw footage. And in the whole thing, I hear like 2 or 3 sound effects. And that's what my biggest problem with this one is. When it comes to something like this, you are paying for the editor and not for the experience. Something like this goes into that same point I made when it was like, go towards your audience for it rather than random people. Because you'll have somebody like this who just makes it blatantly obvious that they don't understand the game. And that's a very important thing when it comes to editing. If you can understand the game that the person is playing, it makes it a lot easier to do funny moments because you know what can go where. When you don't know what's happening, you just add sound effect because thing happens. And a lot of the time, like with the first thing here, it just doesn't work because it doesn't make any sense.
Starts in 5.
Like, that doesn't do anything. It's just the Rock slapping something and then the Wilhelm scream. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't do anything. And that's the same thing why I say, of like, just go to your community for editors because they know your videos better than anybody else could. When you hire a random editor, you're getting somebody who has never really seen your videos or might not know who you are. And now you're working on their editing style instead of your own editing style. And the other thing that I can say is that if you are editing your own videos, you get a significant benefit on 1, being able to snuff out things like this, like what I'm saying, and 2, you can come up with your own editing style, because something like this or something like any other person you could find on here might not be the editing style that works for your channel, which is why revisions exist, because you're paying somebody and their version of their edits might not fit your channel. And God forbid you spend $1,400 for like 2 revisions and neither of them work, and now you're just out $1,400 and you can't upload the video. But a lot of the time, what I see with people, and this goes back to something like what Mark was, is that it's all just buzzwords. That's what it all is. And it's just the idea of captions and transitions, and we're going to do keyframes. Like, they're just buzzwords because they do absolutely nothing. It is not hard, and I cannot stress this enough. It is boring, but it is not hard. When it comes down to editing, I just don't like it because I get fucking bored, and I do it so consistently because I've been doing it for like 4 years straight at this point, and it's got me nowhere. When it comes to editing, it's all just a patience thing. It's not hard to do this or do that. And when it comes to like presets and templates, using them can be a big benefit. Learning keyframes can be a big benefit because you can basically make your own custom, not preset, but just what a preset could do. Sometimes you got to pay the program to be able to use half of them. Learn keyframes. You don't have to, and you can just recreate the ones that you like. If you can learn how to do different fonts and different like outlines, what could work good. I'm bad at thumbnails. I suck ass at thumbnails. If anything, I'm buying a thumbnail artist before I do an editor. And I cannot stress this enough, is that if you are going to buy an editor, know the position you are in. Because if you're looking on Fiverr for an editor, you're either in one of two positions. Either you're barely monetized enough to barely make enough money to start paying these people, or two, you're not monetized and you're just losing money. And if you aren't even to the point of being monetized, there's no reason you should buy an editor, because at that point, you're not doing it as a hobby. You're doing it because you have it in the back of your head that this is your job, when it's not. I've had that, and it's stupid. Coming from the person who has had that, it's a very stupid fucking mindset, and it should never be your mindset. If you think that this as your job when you aren't even to the point of making money of it, that's when you know you're in the wrong. And I've seen it so many times with even like Discord servers. That's a whole rant I could go on about how stupid that shit is. But it's like, know your place of where you are before you even think about the editor thing. Because either one, you're going on Fiverr and you're not even in the best position to be able to have the editor, or two, you have a big community and you could reach out to them and that could help your editing process even better than anybody you could find on Fiverr. But doing like zooms in and out and doing like a spin, making the screen spin in a circle and then come back in a different direction, like clockwise, counterclockwise, you can do that with presets. But if you learn keyframes, you can do it with keyframes. Because how keyframes work is it just basically automatically does it for you. That's like the whole fucking point of a keyframe. Basically summarize, because I don't want to drag this on for another 45 minutes. Fiverr's editors, there are probably a good handful of people on here, like I said with Crosby or whatever his name was. I think he's a good example, and I think there's a few people probably on the gaming category that are also decent examples of good editors. But a lot of the website is filled with scams to the point where it's just not worth it to go on, and it's definitely not worth it to try and freelance on, especially as a video editor, because either somebody's significantly better than you, or at least more knowledge of presets than you have, you're just not going to get found because of the amount of people that are on this website. And it's all scams. When you're running a scam and you're like, hey, I'm worth $100, when everything they're doing is free beginner level, you're getting scammed as a consumer. And then you have people who just start cash cowing YouTube and YouTube gets scammed. Just don't go on Fiverr for an editor, because I've looked at this for so goddamn long that it now makes me not want an editor, because now I just hate looking at this consistently. I could go through so many more examples. There are so many people that I've looked at and that I've cut out, or that I just don't want to talk about, because it's the same point over and over. Just look at their time of response, look at how much money, if it evens out. There's probably like a handful of people that I've seen. Out of everybody, I've seen maybe 3, maybe 4, and I'm not even sure if that one. I don't think everybody's a bad editor. I think you're definitely getting scammed on some people. I think Mark, I don't think he's a bad editor. Problem with him is that you're not getting your money's worth. $100 for presets. Just go find a free editor and you can learn the exact same shit within like a month. Just edit your own videos. If you don't have the patience to edit, you're not a content creator. There's no reason to pay somebody for something you can't even do in the first place. If you can't do it, you're just not going to be able to be a YouTuber. It's just not happening. You're not starting YouTube and paying an editor. I much rather would put all my money into like some crypto Dogecoin